Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's video. This week I have a maple log that I've been drying for over 2 years. The piece of paper I showed you was part of the paper bag it was wrapped in and sealed with, and it said August 23rd, 2018, and that's when it was sealed up. So the moisture content, which I just showed you, was around 12.5. Usually I like it under 10, but I really wanted to turn this and see what was inside, so 12.5, here we go. Using a faceplate and some square head screws. I've switched from the 1.25 inch to the 2.5 inch screws here. I know it doesn't look like much right now, just a chunk of a log, chunk of maple, but this project will be available at my Etsy shop. There's a link to my Etsy shop in the video description, but if you go to Etsy and search for PF Woodturning Co., my page should pop up. So as you can see, it's pretty out of round or out of balance. One end is wider than the other, that's why. Starting out here with the bowl gouge at about 500 RPMs. Took it a while to get it really into balance, but once I did, it went a bit better. You can see the log bouncing off the bowl gouge right there. So I get asked a lot how much time it takes me to do a single project, and of course the answer is it depends. It depends on what project it is. But I never really think about that. I just do a project. But this time, because I've been asked that a lot, I really did try to keep track of the hours. And from start to finish, this vase took about approximately, I would say, 12 hours to do. So we're about 3 minutes, almost 4 minutes into the video here, and we're still at a lump of log here. You know, it's not looking like anything yet, and this video is sped up sometimes 500%. Not in every space, but you get the idea that this is a lot further in than 4 minutes. You're seeing a lot more work than 4 minutes of work here. I mean, and that's not counting the over 2 years that it dried. So turning isn't for someone really that wants to do something very quickly. I mean, there are turning projects that you can do much quicker than something like this, of course, like a bottle stopper or a pen or a spinning top. But it does take time. It takes time to set up. It takes time to turn. Sanding takes either just as long as the turning, or I've had projects where sanding has taken 4 times the amount of time as the turning. With a Skew Chisel here, I'm trying to form the tenon. And I try to leave a pretty thick and a pretty robust tenon here. It is a pretty large piece of piece of maple, and really just want something to grab onto that's going to be chunky or steady. I do not have a steady rest. I probably should have for this project, but I was very, very careful and took a little extra precaution, so it ended up going fine. But with something like this, you probably do want to use a steady rest. I just don't have one yet. So taking off the faceplate here, and I will be putting it in the 4-jaw chuck. But explaining a little bit about what I'm doing here. The tenon in the bottom of this was a little bit punky, and I wanted to ensure as much as I could that the tenon didn't break off. I have unfortunately had that happen before. The CA glue and accelerator did seem to strengthen it up a bit. Or it was overkill, I don't know, but it didn't break off, so we were good, and it was safe. Starting out with the Carter & Son bowl gouge to true up the end or the top there. I'm going to take a little bit of material out before I switch over to a Forstner bit to hog out some of the material. With the Forstner bit and the drill chuck here, I'm starting with the 1-inch Forstner bit, taking my time and trying to remove as much material as safely as possible. And you can see that the shapings are coming right out into the dust collector there. A 2 1/4-inch Forstner bit here. Again, taking my time, I was worried about the tenon. This isn't, I'm not using this for exactly what it was intended for. This is like a hole saw attachment. And it doesn't necessarily remove a big of a chunk as it is, but it loosens things up and sometimes allows it to be turned out a little bit easier. And I was trying every trick up my sleeve because there was just a lot of material to remove. Here I am with the Skew Chisel, just trying to take off some of the material on the sides, getting the sides to the right thickness. Back again here with the hole saw attachment. You can see a lot of material coming out just with the width of the sides of the hole saw. And here I am with the Easy Wood Tools number 1 hollower with the carbide tip. With the length, I was going back and forth. It was really a little bit, at least for me, it was a little bit too dangerous with the bowl gouge to be that far off the tool rest. Back with a 1-inch Forstner bit here. Like I said, this project took a very long time. Close-up shot here, the drill chuck doing its work and the Forstner bit. start sanding with 80 grit here. And I don't film all of the sanding, but I know I make some people angry when I use a full sheet of sandpaper, but that's what I do sometimes. So just use some denatured alcohol, and now I'm using sanding sealer. Denibbing the surface after the sanding sealer dried with 400 grit sandpaper. And starting with the Axe abrasive paste. If you want to try Axe, you can get some at axewoodpaste.com and use code PF10 and you'll get 10% off your order. There's a link in the video description to Axe and all the tools and materials I used in this video. Purchasing them does help me. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them are affiliate links. So if you're going to buy anything or you want to check anything out, be sure to click on the links in the description. It helps support what you're watching here. So thank you. Hey, and if you're not subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. I release a new video every week. And to my subscribers, thank you for sticking with me. We just reached 17,000 subscribers. For those of you who've been watching a while, you know I had a bet with my brother to get to 20,000 subscribers by Halloween, and Halloween of 2020, I should say. And sadly, I did not win. But my brother was easy on me, and so we're closing in on 20,000. Maybe we'll get there by New Year's. I was amazed what I find in a log, just a ugly log, and whatever grain the patterns there are. This one has some spalting, as you just saw. It just always amazes me. I guess that's why I like turning. So showing some, trying to show all sides, all parts of the vase. And there'll be some photos here at the end, so don't go anywhere yet. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. As I mentioned at the beginning, this project is going to be for sale on Etsy. If you want to check that out, link in the video description. Don't go anywhere. There are photos coming up, and until next week, peace out.